Hey everybody, welcome to One on One. This week I've got Ted Poor, my drummer.
Hi, Andrew.
Hey Ted. We met, I don't know, 6 or 7 years ago on a gig with this bass player Todd Sikafus.
Mm-hmm.
And you were in the band, and we were in some basement in Brooklyn
Rehearsing. I remember, yeah.
And we were playing, it was a jazz gig, you know, but it was very melodic stuff of Todd's, and you were playing like this really wild, active thing underneath, like a very serene melody.
I think I remember the tune.
Yeah, and it was, that moment I was like, I need to play with that guy.
That was it? I didn't know
I've
that.
never heard such free, you know, usually a lot of free jazz is agitated, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And this was just totally fit with this very serene melody. And yet it was very active, and it just seemed like that guy's a great musician, you know, just a well-rounded musician, not just, you know, a guy who hits things.
Which I also am. Thank
Right.
you.
There's some moments from my finest work yet that are really extraordinary in the drums and really inspired me in the session. And I wanted to play one of those moments with you,
Sure.
just kind of recapture it for you all out there. This is from Manifest, the chorus going into the instrumental break.
Yeah.
So. I can hear your tender roll still digging. Everything that's walked this earth one living, then to be exhumed and burned to vapor. Can we save her? Now she's in the air, radical and free. Neither here nor there, she's obliged to no one, obliged to no one, oh no. Yeah, so the way you make one section flow into the other is really, I think, really brilliant. And the way you're playing quite softly, yet with a lot of drummers can't play so quiet and also have such good time, which is it's difficult, right?
Well, I mean, I think for me it's about being completely relaxed the whole time and just trying to find a technique at the instrument where I can be as lazy as possible and work as little as possible. And then for me it's just like trying to extract the exact sound that I want out of each instrument here. And I love playing your songs with you and recording them because every little detail is impactful.
Yeah.
So if I layer a little bit of snare drum with the bass drum like that makes it onto the record, like that means something.
Yeah, it's so subtle if you don't like, because I've played with other folks on these songs too, and if you don't play that beat in a way that kind of opens it up to the next phrase, and it's just a loop that turns in on itself, it doesn't feel right. You know, it's got to be always a little bit open-ended. Like play the main beat in the chorus. Like,
I guess that's the verse and then chorus.
it doesn't seem that complex, and it isn't. But there's something, if you don't do it exactly that way, it doesn't serve the phrase of the lyric. You know.
Perhaps that's something that I got from that idea. Certainly exists in jazz and in shaping longer, more improvisatory music, where I like to think that whatever you're doing now has to be infected with the next thing.
Yeah.
Like it's already happening.
Yeah.
Whether you're playing it or not, and then those transitions can be natural and can unfold just right, depending on what's happening.
It's such a combination of being so skilled and trained and everything, and yet so open at the same time. Like, it's a trick for me sometimes when I find myself, whittling away on my songs for years, and then I put myself in a jazz situation or an improv situation, and I have to remind myself not to think about what I'm about to do too much.
Yeah.
So you're working on a record right now, or finishing up a record.
Yeah, finishing.
That you're putting out on Verve through Blake Mills's imprint on Verve.
Yeah. We were in the studio a couple times over the last couple of years, and I played some of those rough mixes for Blake in one of our hangs where we were playing each other our music, and then the label came about with a new deal as his own imprint on Verve. And he asked if I wanted to put a couple records out for the label. So this will be the first one, and I've been working with Blake and Tony Berg at Sound City with some subtle overdubs on this duets. Otherwise, it's a record of duets.
Well, let's do another improvisation. This is just a snippet of an idea I sent you a while back, and we messed around with it, and we're going to play it for you.
Yeah.
Ed Poor on the drums. Thank you for joining us for
My pleasure.
one-on-one.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you.